We're going back into it. So we in the SDM, and we're probably gonna have some problems. Oh, and here's our little friend preventing us from skipping this shit. Oh my god, I'll be in trouble. Marissa is well known for stealing from the Scarlet Devil Mansion. But she describes it as, quote, only borrowing it till I'm dead. This understandably frustrates a few characters coming up, one of which is right here. You're totally disturbing my reading. I can't let you do that. This is Kokuma. She is a succubus. She is just a mid-boss, though, so she's not really talked about much.
Well, to be fair, technically we don't know she's a succubus. That's just what everyone's assuming, because it's the only time we've ever seen wings like that on someone's head.
Yeah.
Technically, her name is just like that. I say, not actually a name. It was just what was put in place of the name part of the text in that game, but again, early game awkwardness, people got a bit confused.
Mm-hmm. Oh god, I know.
Let me actually explain this one a bit better since I know the translation. Hilakuma is actually Japanese for Little Devil, which is what was supposed to be how that was read, but people didn't translate it that way, but mistakenly took it for an actual name. Mm-hmm. And the confusion just kind of stuck.
Yep. Oh, yeah, I forgot. I gotta do this. I'm gonna do this so you can see. Boom. Stop on them flaring. Come on. Yeah, alright. Diosei. Nature. Yeah. Oh, goddammit.
The funny thing is, the naming convention may have been a good thing. Diosei and Kokuma both made repeat appearances, pretty much purely because Zune's aware that they got a fan base despite the fact that they weren't even supposed to be characters. Mm-hmm. They're also probably part of the reason he makes a point of making sure every character that's going to be talking gets a name.
Yep. I'll give this book to you. If you're still alive after meeting that vampire, come by again. Okay, time to swap in.
What about a set hit for the Dead Princess? One of the grander themes in the game, and a personal favorite.
Yep, it is the theme of Vermilion Scarlet, who we met in the in the entrance. Yeah. Oh, that's different from mine. This is Patchouli knowledge. She fills her last name quite well by knowing a vast amount of magic. She's also a magician, meaning she's literally just in the in-between state between human and yokai.
Actually, as far as magicians go, Patchouli is actually the most advanced out of them on that path.
Yeah, and also, she's very frail. She froze her body's state when she was anemic and asthmatic.
Allow me to explain a little bit more on this. Well, first off, you'll notice I said 1 week magician. Yeah, that's one of the few nicknames Patchouli has, is she legitimately can have a completely different kind of spell for every day of the week. Mm-hmm. As for Patchouli's knowledge and physical state, well, Patchouli's 100 years old, though she doesn't look like it. She got to be a magician by just reading a ton about magic and various topics, but unfortunately, she didn't exactly get any exercise and became incredibly frail as a result. So when she actually used the spells to turn herself into a non-human, well, she was already in pretty bad shape, so she's just stayed like that since then. Hence the somewhat asthmatic thing, and it's also sort of self-nerf. Patchouli would probably be one of the strongest people around, but she sometimes struggles to get enough air in her lungs to finish the incantations of her bigger spell.
Yep. When she's on good days, she's an extra stage mid-boss.
Yeah. Incidentally, Patchouli also really does deserve that knowledge thing. This library is one of the biggest libraries in existence. Pacholi has fully memorized the contents of half of this entire library.
Yep.
And a lot of it's he just plain wrote.
Yep.
He's basically the magical equivalent of that one well-read scholar that's like made all kinds of theories and basically advanced the field single-handedly for multiple fields.
Yep.
Pacholi's specialty is elemental spells.
So now you talk to her, and now you can actually skip that area. So now we're in the Scarlet Devil Mansion. It's very much like a maze.
Yeah. There are some hidden items throughout the place, and a couple of hidden encounters here,
Yeah.
but...
Including another vampire that we don't know about yet.
More on that later.
Yeah.
There's a lot to say about Pacholi, but that said, don't think Pacholi is only about magic. She's shown several times she's actually oddly almost as knowledgeable about science as she is about magic. She just doesn't care.
She has described that science and magic are legitimately just two different pathways to the same goal.
Yep. And I kind of like that thought process.
Yeah, like magic is just like science in an effort to understand the world around you. Like, oh, by the way, speaking of, ooh, who's that lady? Who's that little girl?
Trouble. But anyway.
Very much trouble.
Yes, Pacholi, well, she's also shown that she can take scientific discoveries she isn't already intimately familiar with and turn them into a magical equivalent within very brief periods of time. She actually was able to make a space rocket powered by magic, or technically the gods, just by reading a couple of old magazines about the Apollo landings.
Yep. She understood how they function. She managed to grasp how they functioned and able to translate them as a result.
Yep. Though that did give us the hilarity of a wooden rocket to the moon, complete with windows and interior decor much like the mansion they live in. It was even a 3-stage rocket.
Yep. Yeah.
Probably one of the more ludicrous things in the series, actually.
Yeah. But this was the print work, and the print works tend to be a little bit more bonkers than the games.
Well, when the print works feel like doing anything other than just slice of life, but even then, usually the bunker stuff is slice of life. Welcome to Gensokyo. It's crazy here.
Yeah, Gensokyo is a land of illusions, and thusly it's not, Land of illusions, so the fantastical happens often. Okay, oh yeah, this is the first time we're running into one of her. This is Sakia. She is a maid, she is the time-stopping JoJo of a maid to Remelia.
Saki is a fan favorite, but yes, a lot of people have pointed out that in terms of ability, she's basically Dio on steroids.
Yup. In fact, if you've managed to watch a specific 1-minute melee, she dumpstered Dio.
Yeah, which makes sense. Unlike Dio, Sakia's time abilities not only don't really have a limit in how long she can stop time, but they're not limited to merely stopping time. She can slow it down, she can speed it up, it can even use it to manipulate space.
Yup. Because time and space are linked.
Yep. Sakia has even made short-term time paradoxes to clone herself. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
In a serious fight, it'd be pretty hard to stop Sakia, and she's actually one of the few humans in this series.
Yep, she is a human, pure human, not even close to an altered. She's not a hybrid, nothing. Although we do know of one human yokai hybrid, and that is Renosuke.
Yeah.
He's just yokai enough to be able to live by just a little bit of sake and some fresh air. So he doesn't really need to eat that much.
Yep. So, another thing about Sakia is that, despite being human, her time abilities have given her a especially long lifespan. I'm not sure if she's actually aging, or if she's only choosing to, or she isn't at all. But what we do know is She's actually been serving Romelia for quite some time, despite her very young physical appearance, and we don't really know Saki's backstory at all, which is the subject of a lot of conversations.
Mm-hmm.
Ranging from her having once been a vampire hunter to even suggesting she was Jack the Ripper at one point in time.
Yep.
Sadly, those are all theories, but it's all based on the fact that Saki really could have been in any number of time periods and been looking the exact same as she does now.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, another thing about Saki is that she used to be pretty much a kudere, but after being told to lighten up by essentially the person that determines if you're going to hell or not around here, she did actually lighten up.
Yeah. Yeah, that door that was locked there, that's important. That's important for much later.
So, Saki's current personality is kind of more of a subtle smile and joking around with people. She likes making fun of everyone.
Mm-hmm. She's kind of impish.
Flower's personality to try to brighten up an otherwise cold and calculated persona.
Also, fun thing about this, about Patchouli magic, Patchouli knowledge, she brainwashes fairies to make them into maids.
Yeah.
To the point of...
It's easier because fairies are inherently linked to magic in nature, so it's very easy, especially because they're kind of not the best things in the world mentally.
They're basically children.
Well, you say that, but there are exceptions, Star Sapphire being one notable one.
Yeah. Star Sapphire is actually quite smart.
Not just quite smart, she actually prefers to start her mornings reading newspapers and drinking coffee.
Yeah.
Which causes Sunny Milk and Luna Child quite a bit of confusion. Incidentally, Sano also enjoys reading the newspaper, but she says she can't actually read.
Maybe she just...
Which is weird, because she's been literate at other times. Okay, she's not on the other side of a wall that time.
Yup, we're lucky. Yeah, we got lucky because she's just going around.
So, Patchoulie's magic is hugely varied, but she specializes in elemental magic.
In fact, she has a Philosopher's Stone. Oh, there it is.
She just has one. It's actually one of her spell cards, Philosopher's Stone, but seems to summon several of them, one for each element she uses.
Yep.
Another side note, Marissa has actually already repeatedly stolen spells from Patchouli, and more recently is starting to show elemental magic. So Marissa's constant stealing of books from Patchouli's library seems to be paying off quite a bit, actually.
Yeah.
Kawakuma is so heavily ignored. There's actually quite a few subtle changes to her design. Long hair, short hair, how the outfit actually looks, etc., etc. So don't be surprised if she ends up being inconsistent.
Yeah.
Strangely, Dias doesn't get that treatment.
Yep. Well, probably because she's a fairy. Come on.
Look, Romelia is a personal favorite character here.
Yeah, he really likes Romelia.
What can I say? I like the smug ones.
So and one of the things that has been brought up, there is a kind of a fandom thing about Romelia called Charisma Break. So it was based off of her wrong block animation. It was based on her wrong block animation for Hiso Tensoku. Where if she wrong blocks, she'll crouch and she'll like cover her hair in a very undignified manner. Cover her head.
Incidentally, that animation was also in Scarlet Leather Rhapsody.
Yeah, that's what
I think it actually dates all the way back to Immaterial and Missing Power.
Yeah, but Anyway, charisma break has been described as when she has issues, she'll have issues with like her entire persona falls apart because she fucked up, essentially.
Amelia portrays herself as a dignified, classy, high-class woman. She's usually very much in control of the situation with a smug sort of smile, casually boasting on how great she is, or otherwise just hearing people out like she should. The thing is, as much as Amelia usually has her shit together 90% of the time, every once in a while something does catch her off guard, and she is still a little girl mentally at the end of the day, sadly.
Oh, did literally just Cyrano just nuke itself? Oh no,
Yeah.
Blow from Calamity is not a nuke. Never mind.
So, essentially, Amelia has the... Oh, my internet just... What? Eh?
Hello.
Okay. The screen share seems to have frozen.
Oh, let me reboot it then.
I lost sound too, so I was like, wait, what? Did I just disconnect?
Is it going now?
No.
Okay, let me do it again.
There we go.
There you go. That should work.
But another thing, Amelia has it together. She could very much pass for an adult in personality. It's just every once in a while, either due to childishness or something catching her completely off guard, that charismatic persona of hers just vanishes. The worst part about this is if Sakia is around, Sakia will sit there and be like, you're doing it again.
Yeah.
Incidentally, if those interactions aren't enough to imagine with amusement, but truly frequently, if she actually is around for these, likes to try to cause one of those when she can.
But yeah, Patrolli and Amelia are good friends, but they're not shy of just messing with you. Oh god, I'm gonna get nuked, aren't I?
Patrolli's living here purely off the fact that her and Amelia are good enough friends that Amelia doesn't mind, and does favors for Amelia purely because they're good enough friends that Patrolli doesn't mind helping out with whatever stupid crap Amelia has in mind.
Oh yeah, there's a nuke. Final tribulation.
That said, they're just friends. It's not like Patrolli works for her unlike everyone else here, so Patrolli has absolutely no problem absolutely messing with Amelia on a regular basis.
Yeah, because they're such good friends they can get away with it.
Patrolli has effectively let Amelia end up in trouble purely because, okay, but I want to see her squirm for once.
Yeah.
It's also why Patrolli doesn't try very hard in her first fight during the events of her first game, is while you were sent to the library to have to deal with Patrolli first, Patrolli after losing more or less goes, what, why am I even bothering with this? I don't care if you're here, get out of my library.
Did I make it back to the start? Because I would love to actually heal. Because I want to actually use my Pokemon that use my puppets that need healing. Okay, good, I did. Yeah, you legit can loop around in this just by going in one direction. It is legit
Yeah,
a
that
maze.
maze took me a while.
Heal me. Yeah.
Also, just like here, Patrolli's helping you by healing your puppets. Not because she's trying to rebel against Amelia or anything, because I don't care. Here, just get out.
She's more like I wanna see how well you do against Amelia.
That happens every now and then, too.
She was.
Incidentally, you may not know this, Nitro, but Patrolli's also working for Yukari at the moment.
Yeah, I know. But probably because Yukari put the fear of God in her.
So, do you remember what her job is?
I remember that she was working. I don't know what her job was.
Her job's to keep an eye on the underground and the Yokai.
Oh, right,
within.
yeah, because of subterranean animism.
Yep, Yukari tasked Patrolli with it, and in Episode in Soku, Patrolli's win lines against Yukari actually involved talking about what happened in subterranean animism.
Mm-hmm.
Which, funny enough, there was no fear there. Apparently, even Patrolli knows when Yukari tells you to do something, you do it.
Yeah. Nope.
So, there is someone in the SDN that is immune to that, and that is, of all people, Romelia.
Yup. She's got too
Romelia
much.
and Yukari love their high-class banter, and more importantly, they have no problem finding each other and one side or the other throwing a match, but Romelia has pretty much said repeatedly she doesn't give a crap. If she needs something done, she will bully Yukari into doing it.
Uh-oh. That's focused, though. I think I'm fine. Yeah, I'm fine.
It says a lot about Romelia, considering she can stand up to one of the strongest people in Tokyo, both in terms of actual combat ability and politically, and get away with it.
Mm. We are getting wonderfully close to the next to the thing I get to show off now. Soon, we're getting close, and we're reaching it almost all of them immediately. That's pretty good. Critical hit. Also, the fairy maids in the Scarlet Devil Mansion are kind of useless, and that's putting it very lightly.
Don't get me wrong, they will attempt to clean things every now and then. It's just fairies are fairies. They've got nothing but play on their mind, even as maids, and they're not exactly very competent at cleaning.
Mm-hmm.
They're not very good for cooking either.
Yeah. So Saki is really the one who ends up doing the most shit.
Yeah. Literally about 90% of what happens in this mansion in terms of the maid service is actually all Sakia doing it personally, despite how massive this mansion is.
Due to time stop.
Yep. Well, the rest of these maids can try, but they don't usually get much done. Sakia has thought about repeatedly, maybe we should just get rid of them. They don't actually do anything.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, it's like... But all that brainwashing, I personally think that Pacioli's doing it now because she finds it fun.
I'm remembering something stupid from a fan game.
Oh god.
I just remembered a certain fan game had Ellie's floor tile thing become a mechanic again, but then her floor tile started talking to her.
Oh god.
Because it turns out Pacioli enchanted them to help her do the floor tiles thing anywhere, but now they're talking because Pacioli actually decided to give them the ability to talk just to troll. That sounds like something Pacioli would do.
Blind. Yeah, by the way, you notice that you might have noticed, oh, is it green? Yeah, I ran away. You might notice that, an interesting thing, that sometimes the status doesn't take up the full bit of that bar. That's because you can have up to 2 statuses on you at a time, or a stacked status.
In other words, if you remember the Pokemon move Toxic, Toxic counts as having poison put on you twice.
Yeah.
So they put it that way. There's also a bird equivalent for Toxic in this game.
Yep, which is Heavy Burn. It's called Heavy Poison and Heavy Burn. There's also, in this new one in this, there is a Heavy Weakness. Weakness normally prevents you from healing. Heavy Weakness not only prevents you from healing, but acts as if the opponent has pressure. You use 2 PP for each move. So it's they play around with a lot of this stuff.
Transparency and status effect is one of the other nice things about this game.
Yeah, they don't just say, "Oh, hey, it reduces it by a little bit." It reduces it. Oh yeah, it's. Oh boy, no, it's focus. I'm fine. I'm fine.
The game will always make you aware of exactly what status effect or effects you have on you.
Yep.
Well, and there are places to read exactly what all of them do.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Almost there.
Speaking of beautifully, a fun fact about Sakia, smug and self-confident as she is, she actually really wishes she could use magic.
But she can't.
She can't, but this is why when doing teleports with the time stop, she leaves behind a playing card if she tries to make it look like she's using magic like a magician.
Uh-oh, that's red.
Just a fun little silly thing.
Ouch. Sore loser, oh no. This might actually kill now. Yeah, it killed! So, you see this! Both Suzaku and Mima-sama can now style change.
This is basically this game's version of evolution.
Except you get to choose everything about it. So, style change.
Take it away, Nitro.
So, all puppets start at normal. Normal is the essentially first stage. So there are in this version, there are 4 types of evolution. Speed, power, assist, and extra. Speed is, of course, focused on speed. Power is focused on strength of some kind. And extra is unique, a little twist. I am going to go with power for Suzaku, because reckless.
Incidentally, Nitro forgot there are actually defense type evolutions.
Yes, yeah, defense types, so there's 5. So now, but for Mima-sama here, I already know what I was going to go for this. So defense is focused on spread attack and defending. Power is based on focus attack and is nether light. But I'm going for extra, which is nether dark and has an ability that is really fucking scary. So if I go to ability change, Pride. Special spread attack increases by 50% when status ignores spread attack drop from fear. And also, now that they've been style changed, they have access to a ton of new skills. So...
Style change, much like an actual evolution, increases your stats dramatically. So, but since this game has its own way of teaching moves, you might find that you have a lot more moves when you style change, especially to extra.
Yeah.
I should mention that while most style changes are pretty blunt about what the playstyle behind them is, extras unique to each character are usually meant to be a spin-off of what else they'd actually be doing.
I'll throw it over play goes. The 10% chance to resolve stuff.
It actually means that extra is the most unpredictable because it's the one that has no real
tie.
Yeah.
It's got nothing to do. Also, yeah, there you go. Ooh, yeah, definitely. Corkscrew goes there. Backhand blow. Ooh, nice.
I will mention extra style has a type that typically is unique to it in the form of, I believe it was warp.
Warped, yes. So warped, warped is interesting. It's essentially the fairy type of this. It counters most of the types that are really powerful. And now I can reinforce you all. Oh. Put your speed up.
Gonna address that terrible speed stat, huh?
Yeah, I usually do for this because she needs to move first because she's a suicide lead. If anyone knows about that, so yeah.
Can you use Moto for suicide?
Reckless makes her do a lot of damage. But she ends up...
I usually try to pump her defense up instead.
Yeah, well, the thing is, she's going to be taking damage regardless, so... And I think, it's not going to be now. Oh, no, it is going to be now. Okay. So there's hers. So... So now, behold the meta. Defense is actually the best for offense. Focus attack and focus defense are doubled. This includes investments.
That's sad. Since it's only the focus stats, she's a little more vulnerable to spread.
Yeah, spread attacks will destroy her. Yeah, and also, yeah, Weather Dust Storm harms puppets of most types. So, yeah, Daring Byakko prevents anyone from avoiding attacks. Basically, forces no guard onto the field. Okay, I haven't been here. Good. Mizuki. So now that I've got style change, I'm going to be starting to do a lot more damage.
Yep.
And also, one of the quirks about some style changes, sometimes they change the size of the sprite.
You see, because Sukuna is an inchling, so this is her closer to her normal size, and the size she tends to take up to be a little more
Imposing.
Tsuka does that as well, except Tsuka is just capable of shrinking, but also of increasing beyond her normal size.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And when she's giant, she kind of shakes the earth when she walks, so she tends to not be that unless she's fighting.
Yeah.
Yeah, you notice I'm doing a lot more damage now. Things really can't do much to me now. That 40 base power move is now one-shotting shit that's like only a few levels under me. Style change is incredibly helpful.
That said, don't think there's going to be a second style change later.
Nope.
Rather than have multiple evolutions, you just have all the paths set up for you the moment you can access any of them.
Yep, and you can't go back. Unless, until after post-game. Post-game you can, but you have to reset your level too.
Yep. And secondly, I'll also go ahead and mention that all style changes occur at level 30.
Yep, guaranteed. Always level 30.
And then don't worry, you don't have to unlock anything by weird requirements, just
Nope.
get to level 30.
Oh, I missed.
The Ripper will see you now, Nitro.
Well, the Ripper did jack shit. Ugh. I think it's up here, actually. I'm guarding this place, but I don't know why.
I need to get TPDP back in my computer so I can start level grinding and be like, hey, for the stream special, I'm going to beat you on your own stream!
Oh boy.
I'm too lazy for that. I have a backlog to get to.
I don't think you could quite do that, I'm not gonna lie. Oh, there's a nuke. And since that's focus, watch that do nothing! Nothing! The nuke did nothing! That's self-destruct, and it did nothing to Sukuna. I've been this way. I think this is the way to go, though. I need to find a... You can run some gimmick sets for power Sukuna, namely Indomitable and Fish Scale Charm. But otherwise, if you really want to do well, you have to you want to use Defense Sukuna.
What is this image?
Oh god, that can blow.
Oh no!
Okay, so it's not here. That's for later. I'm tempted to give my lead Ancient Lunar Sake.
You know what? I'm putting that in cursed, because that is cursed.
Oh god.
Oh, that is cursed. I'm laughing and cringing at the same time. Send help.
Oh no. Oh, I saw that. Oh god. Okay, so... Oh, what? I give him the Ancient Lunar Sake.
Yeah, did we ever actually talk about Nina as a person?
We didn't really know.
No, I guess I can bring this up since I am the PC98 expert, and poor Mima has every right to be in Windows. She just isn't.
Yeah.
I really don't know why, she just isn't.
Here we go. Found it. Blitz Charm.
Mima was an evil spirit that seems to have been sealed in a location that, if I'm not mistaken, since old continuity is kind of hard to get deciphered, was actually in Makai.
Yeah.
In the events of the first game, Mima was released from her sealed prison, something along those lines, on accident by Reimu, while Reimu was rampaging to whatever was going on. But in the very next game, Mima returns in an attempt to steal the legendary Hakurei orbs from Reimu in an attempt to try to revive herself, and
Nearly does.
seemingly almost did anyway. But aside from that, in the brief time she was gone, Mima took in Marissa for no discernible reason, despite that being hilariously out of character at the moment, and even taught Marissa magic. As a result, all of Marissa's spells in the game are just slightly lesser, easier versions of Mima's. But after being defeated, Mima was sealed away, and then broke out 5 seconds later, got involved in the next game pretty much just because she was bored, then got sealed away again, and then 2 games later broke out again and decided rather than cause trouble to stop someone else from causing trouble because she can't annoy Reimu if Reimu's too busy being annoyed by someone else.
Yup.
Unfortunately, while Mima actually did intend on doing good that time, she kind of has a bad memory, and by the time she got to the people she needed to talk to, she had gotten upset and forgotten why she even came there in the first place. Which is another thing on Mima. Her memory's terrible. She is a vengeful spirit. She's supposed to be evil. The problem is, a couple of games in, she kind of forgot what she was supposed to be vengeful for and dropped the evil thing entirely.
Yeah, also, this is Flandre. This is the little vampire we saw running around earlier. Her power is the ability to destroy anything.
Andre's kind of emotionally damaged for understandable reasons.
She was kept in a fucking dungeon for, like, what was it, 495 years?
Yep.
Specifically 495 years.
For her own safety. Not because she's in danger of being hurt, but because she's in serious danger of really hurting a lot of other people. The thing is, while Amelia was trying to take over the world to make a safer place for Flandre, she also in the process kind of forgot she locked Flandre in the basement.
Yep.
She felt really bad once Flandre was found and released from the basement. Hi, Sakia.
Yep, Sakia. This is... I'll take you out right here, right now. That smile means you're going to die. Mei Ling, we saw her in the front. She was sleeping. But, yeah, she is a master of Ki. That is her ability. QI.
What? I've been seeing the CHI spelling.
It's described specifically as Ki with Q. QI. But yeah, it is and she is sadly horrendously underpowered because she only frickin' fights. She only is able to fight hand to hand, which means she was really, really good in the Hisotensoku era. She was doing really well, but she was not. She didn't have the best of times when she first appeared.
More specifically, Mei Ling is a martial arts master, and on top of that is a yokai, so she is very literally inhumanly good at fist fighting, but Sokyo usually has battles handled by long-range Danmaku battles, where all the kung fu in the world doesn't really mean much for you. Mei Ling can manipulate her ki, whatever you want to go with, in order to produce projectile attacks, but because her mind is always racing with random thoughts, she's not very good at concentrating them into any real degree of control, and her bullets just kind of go everywhere, so she's really ineffective at range. It also means she doesn't have nearly the same attacking power if she has to fight from a distance.
Yeah, I thought so. It's literally a sturdy self-destruct set. Once it gets down to 1 HP, it needs to self-destruct.
But Mei Ling is actually incredibly powerful, enough that she could level a wall of this massive mansion entirely in a single punch on accident.
Yup.
It's just that's her punches and kicks. Her actual shots have nowhere near that power.
Master Amelia Scarlet. The descendant of vampires that feeds on human blood. She is called the Scarlet Devil, not because of any reason why. It is blood related, but not the way you think. Since she has such a light appetite, she often ends up spilling her meal all over her dress, staining her blouse, usually rather pinkish or red.
Yeah. Amelia, good enough to heal you before wrecking your shit.
Yup. Tonight's main dish will be you. Yep.
Incidentally, you might live through Amelia, but she'll probably feed you to Flandre too.
Yeah.
Well, back on the Flandre subject, since we didn't finish with that. Flandre may be a hair crazy after being locked in the basement for almost 500 years. And she may have some serious hate issues for her sister as a result of all that, but ultimately, if she wanted to leave the basement, she could have.
Yep.
And she's aware if she really wanted to leave the basement, she could have. She agreed to stay down there all that time because she actually does care about her sister that much. Without really thinking too much about why she's in the basement. Amelia can have childish moments. Flandre just plain is childish, which is why she's often mistaken for being more powerful.
Oh, it's nicknamed! I didn't know that!
Yup.
I actually didn't know that. That's interesting.
Yeah.
She actually nicknamed her Ace. Goodbye. Who would win? Who would win? Who would win? Relatively Titanic vampire of charisma, or one tiny inchling. Theoretically, that does make a lot of sense for that though, because I think I'm gone. No, I'm not. Okay, cool. I always go when I see spread when using power her.
So, anyway, Flandre has a bunch of crazy things she can do, just temporarily cloning herself multiple ways over, and, well, again, her power can destroy anything, so she can do you die damage at any point in time, to just about anything.
So, before we leave, we're gonna first of all rest here, over here.
But,
and we're gonna go over here. There's a thing over in Remelia's room that we are allowed to enter for some reason. Behold, the Master Ball!
Yeah. Also, yes, that's a coffin on a bed. Don't worry about it.
Yep. The Faith Thread is essentially the Master Ball. There are, in fact, actually 2 in this game.
Yeah.
There's a second one hidden somewhere else, but it also makes sense that she would have the Faith Thread because, fate. Powers of fate.
Yeah. Well, here's what I was saying about Flandre. Flandre may have absurd strength and absurdly powerful shots, but that's not because she's stronger so much as she has absolutely no self-control whatsoever. Flandre can't restrain herself.
She gets excited, she can't stop. Yeah, she can't restrain herself. Also, behold, we find our first Kappa, who are actually rather technologically advanced.
Kappa have more or less the only scientific community in Gensokyo, so they have all kinds of weird super tech. Of course, it's all waterproof because Kappa kind of like to go underwater.
It's, in fact, water-powered.
Yep. Well, usually was. Anymore, it's got just as much of a chance of being nuclear-powered.
Yep. Well, actually, theoretically, it's still be water-powered because steam.
Yeah, yes. The Kappa, to give you an idea, sure, the Kappa technically don't have everything that the outside world has, but they're so advanced, they've been able to make a nuclear-powered giant robot.
Yup. Which is at the behest of another character we're going to meet later. Well, no, we've already met her. Sanae, at the behest of Sanae.
Actually, that's not the one I was talking about. I was talking about Nessibot.
Oh.
Because remember, as much as Ino Soku has the look of being a giant robot, it's technically the equivalent of a steam-powered balloon.
Yeah.
Look, I like how mankind sees Soku as much as the next guy, but sadly, that's not actually canon.
Fucking, they took Hiso Densoku and ran with it in terms of, like, Mazinger. And now, we are in, oh, right. I'm still not allowed to go over here yet. Fuck! I'm not allowed. I'm not allowed. We still can't get our next party member. Not yet. What was the other, oh yeah, Road of, yeah. East, oh. I could get our next one, yeah. That could be possible. Oh, hey, who's that? Hello! You were just there. Yeah, this is Aya Shamimaru. Editor, writer, and owner of Bunbumaru newspaper.
Yes, the self-proclaimed pure and honest Shamimaru.
Except she's not always. She's also actually rather understanding.
Yeah, she's understanding what she wants to be, but look, she writes the news. If there's no news stories, she is going to do whatever it takes to get some fucking news.
Yeah. This is Candid Friend. And
yeah.
It's Nitori's theme.
Well, anyway.
Yeah, and speaking of Nitori, she is a Kappa. She is the most noteworthy Kappa. And she is, in that backpack, holds a lot of tech.
It also holds a helicopter blade Nitori can use to fly, which is weird because she can fly without that, but she still has it anyway.
Yep.
Also, technically, Nitori's also the only named Kappa, but there were 3 Kappa in the print works that were notable enough to be actual characters, and for once, their name box things did not get confused for names, because it's not a game, it's not there where the names usually are, so people finally got it through their heads, that's not a name.
Yep.
Nitori is a bit shy, and yet, despite being a bit shy enough to build active camo so people don't see her most of the time, she also is not so shy that she can't go around scamming people with overpriced goods.
Yep.
Actually, the Kappa like to go ahead and try to rip people off in general.
Yeah.
They have legitimately good things to sell, but if they can get away with giving you it for even a hair more than it's actually worth, they will go for it.
Yep. But they don't tend to kill humans anymore though, because they like cucumbers too much.
Well, not just that, they're actually growing their own cucumber farms now, so they don't have to go after humans.
Yep.
They insist they don't do that anymore. In fact, they've got a big thing about there's a lot of things they don't do anymore. Can we please stop talking about that? The thing about Total Puppet Day's performance is getting male NPCs and going, finally, can we shut up about the there are no mini Gensokyo thing?
Yeah.
Yes, I know Miko happened, okay? Shut up.
Oh, hello, Rika! That is a yes.
Ah.
That is a tank she's riding. Her thing is tanks. She was originally at least stage 1 boss, right?
Yep. Stage 1 boss, but then later doubled as the series' first extra boss.
Yep.
Rika's actually a favorite of mine out of PC98.
Yep. And on her extra boss she was riding Evil Eye Sigma, which was a giant eye that is also a tank.
It's a tank, but it flies and it looks nothing like a tank.
And also she was intending to ambush her at stage 3 with that thing.
Actually, stage 2.
Stage 2, yeah. It's like...
The thing is, Reimu's intuition went off and she went a different direction. Came across that on her way back home, and they even had a conversation where Reimu was like, wait, all that crap and then this. Yeah? At stage 2. Yeah, what about it? That's way too much!
Yup. Yeah.
Rika seems to be vaguely fourth wall aware, actually.
Yeah.
And again, Reimu was fourth wall aware back then, too. And seems to have lost that over the years.
Yeah.
Fourth wall breaking aside, though, Rika seems to be really brilliant, maybe even enough to give Nitori a run for her money. We don't really know because she showed up in that one game twice, most of her conversation was jokes about stage stuff, and then she just never showed up again, like most PC98s. Yeah, which I was mentioning Mima had showed up a number of times. After the whole incident with Makai, where she tried to help but didn't due to her poor memory, she said something about not wanting to be a god if Reimu's going to be a god eventually too, because it means having to deal with Reimu for the rest of eternity. So, after deciding she didn't want to deal with that, she tried to act more ghostly, and then, strangely, despite having not been sealed away again, and having no real reason not to, Mima has never shown up or even been mentioned ever since.
There has been offhanded comments, that's it. And never by name.
It's weird. It's weird. Mima's actually been the protagonist before, was a main antagonist before that, and has been incredibly plot important throughout the entire franchise. From the moment Embodiment of Scarlet Devil happened, he's never been seen or mentioned. We've had a single comment that seems to point to Mima, and that's pretty much it. What makes this doubly weird is she's one of the most important people in the world to Marissa, and Marissa doesn't even say anything about her.
Yep. It's almost as if she's been wiped from the face of the planet.
This is what took, between that and Renosuke saying that Marissa taught herself, a lot of people are convinced Mima isn't canon anymore. And yet, what Renosuke said didn't contradict Mima being there so much as implied he didn't know about Mima.
And also, there's a new print work where another character we've yet to meet is going on an investigation to find a spirit, a vengeful spirit, going around and sapping yokai of their magic energy.
Yep.
And so...
Probably won't be Mima, but we can hope, because it sounds like something she do.
I just hope she's not restricted to the printworks like so many other people ended up being until much later.
Look, I'm okay with her only being in the
hello,
printworks.
Hina Kageyama. She is a spirit, not a spirit, a yokai. Is it a yokai who spins to gather negative energy to return to the gods for them to reuse?
She's actually a god herself.
Okay, yeah, then she's a god. Yeah, god. She's a goddess who spins to accrue curses to return them to the gods so they can reuse them.
Hina's a bit weird.
Yeah.
Her normal personality is unknown, but she becomes incredibly kind and open to people that are cursed.
Yeah. Because she
Hina
feels bad
is
for
always
them.
surrounded by misfortune, and just being around her can be bad news.
But if you're already afflicted with misfortune, then
If you're already inflicted with misfortune, however, she's the best possible person you could run into, and she'll usually take it back from you pretty quickly.
Because she kind of feels bad about it.
Hina also gets rid of misfortune herself from her person by channeling it into dolls and sending them downriver.
Which is actually a reference to a, they were there, but that wasn't just Poppin. That was, Sunny Milk and Luna Child dropping the act.
Yep. When Sunny and Luna work together, they can make Zendu and Starfire here not just invisible, but also muted so you can't hear them as well as can't see them.
Yep. Except Star Sapphire here is being uncharacteristically oblivious.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because Star Sapphire is supposed to be Star Sapphire here is supposed to be a living radar, essentially.
Yeah. Star Sapphire has the ability to sense nearby presences. We should be more than close enough for her to be able to know we're there.
Yeah.
That's why they're so hard to deal with when they're working together. You can't see them, you can't hear them, and they know where you are.
Oh my god! Behold the JoJo! You're 1,000 years too early to be pulling pranks on my Kappa companions. Oh boy, misunderstanding.
Tori is mistaking you for the fairies of light, mischief.
Yup. Yes. So it's not poison type in this; it's miasma type.
Same difference.
Oh no, I can't switch out now unless I want to be poisoned.
About the whole Mima thing, may or may not be sure if the print works, but I should mention Zune has had about 8 or 9 different official games where what he showed before it came out really looked or sounded like Mima was back, and then it wasn't Mima.
Yeah. There's been numerous
Several
games that done that too.
Back to back.
Yep, there's been several games that do that too. Like, for like, I think it's like 3 or 4 games straight, they had like, these were Mima baits.
Yeah, he's stated outright he wants to bring Mima back. He released a music CD that had a redo of Mima's theme, and has even released another CD that had updated artwork for Mima. He has done just about everything about bringing Mima back, except actually bringing her back.
By the way, this is Chiuri. She is PC98, and her thing apparently was like, and she was the accompaniment to Yumemi?
Yeah, Chiuri was Yumemi's assistant, and apparently common sense anchor.
Yeah.
When Yumemi loses her head after losing for a moment and starts to go full anime, Chiuri makes her calm down. Although, unfortunately, because Chiuri chose to calm her down by hitting her with a steel chair, that association has never left her character. Chiuri's also the origins of the Daze thing that Marissa does to this day. And that Daze sounds familiar, Yotaro does it too.
Yep. You're really thinking that'll work? CPU sometimes confuses me.
Anyway, as much as we want Mima back, she's been teased repeatedly, never really come. Hell, Zune even did a poll where he brought back a bunch of machines to play PC98 games at a convention just to gauge interest. Seriously, he's been baiting this for so long. And then he does nothing.
Yeah. He's torturing us, essentially.
I will also note, in the middle of all the Mima baiting, one game he decided to bait for Shinky instead. We'll get to that later.
Yeah, Shinky is someone we haven't met yet. We won't meet her for a while, too.
Incidentally, poor Chiuri. I'll also note there were technically 2 Chiuris at the same time, and that appears to have caused some problems.
Okay, she just inflicted me with weakness. Which means that I can't use healing anymore.
Who's healing?
So yeah, I was like, I'm not healing. Inflatable boat! Now we can actually get our party members! Holy shit! Yeah, she's kind of pressuring us into it. Yep. Okay, so now we're gonna do a bit of backtracking
Woo!
to get some more party members because Jesus Christ, I need it.
Yeah,
oh yeah,
3 people. Not a lot to work
get on
with.
the boat. That's our surf. Telescope.
Yeah,
I believe it acts like wide lens, where it boosts your accuracy.
incidentally, the boat can go down waterfalls just fine. It just can't go up waterfalls.
Yeah. Heal me.
So it's a tackle waterfall as well?
Hmm.
No, what was that? I can't remember Gen 3.
Gen 3, you mean the move to tackle waterfalls was waterfall.
Was it?
Yeah, it was just called water. No, it's called waterfall.
Oh, okay, that was one. Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, hang on, that can't be right.
It's kind of dumb, I will admit.
Yada yada does anyway.
So we're going down here because we need some people. We need 2 people. And we can get on the boat here. And now, I believe we are north, so we have a chance of running into a specific puppet here.
Oh.
There she is! Marissa Kirisame! I wanted you for a while.
She says she's an ordinary magician, but just about everything about her is pretty much anything but ordinary.
Oath Thread. Oath Thread has a better chance of sealing. Normally, with higher level puppets, normally you have to actually weaken them before you can start sealing them and then KO them. Gimme. Yes. Of course. Her catchphrase. Her catchphrase.
It's Chiyuri's catchphrase, though!
Sorry, it's now Marissa's. So now we go this way.
Nice.
Yeah, exactly!
Strangely busty fairy.
I'm surprised I ran into that first thing because that's a 10% chance.
Nitro luck at it again.
So now there's one more. Also, there are no encounters on the water. Oh right, you can't actually.
God. They're gonna do the Capcom Pro Tour online.
Oh god.
Nitro, do you know what that means?
What?
It means the pro players are gonna have to deal with the crappy netcode.
Oh god.
Suffer! Okay, I will be fair. Street Fighter 5 has improved its netcode a lot in recent times. It's still questionable, but at least it's only questionable.
Skull card 14. I don't know what Skull card 14 is. I might want to check that. That might be a good move. Whoop.
Incidentally, I don't think this was talked about when we were talking about the fairies, but Sunny Milk is pretty unique in that, for the most part, the fairies have only been really seen fighting together, and alone they're not much to think about, usually. But through the power of sheer, unfiltered hot blood, Sunny Milk was able to stand against Yukari for a bit without losing.
And due to her manipulation of light, because Yukari was only using light on Maku. But the problem happened. Oh, I can't go here until I get that. Okay, so we at least got one of our party members. So I can't go over here yet, sadly. But we got one of the party members.
The thing is, well, it may only be because Sunny Milk's thing is light manipulation. We've seen Yukari overpower gods at their own specialty, so the fact that Sunny can overdo Yukari, even at just that, is outright impossible. That's how amazing that is.
Yeah.
It made even Yukari step back and go, oh, that doesn't normally happen.
Then she just switched to darkness on Mako and it was over.
True, but it does imply that Sunny's actually quite a bit stronger than most fairies, maybe even the strongest. Fuck you, Cyrano.
Is that a fuck you, Cyrano, to just Cyrano or to the guy in Moria Shrine?
Oh.
So yeah, I can sadly, I cannot get my next party member. Sadly, we'll have to wait on that for a little bit longer. We need something to break rocks, and I believe we get it up here.
Well, let's say it. Cyrano's claim to be the strongest fairy is looking a little dubious between Sunny Milk doing that and the ridiculousness that was Clown Beast.
We'll get to her. We've actually seen her puppet, yeah, so it's fine.
There's also another fairy that has that claim potentially now that I don't think is in this game by the name of, what was it, Eternity Larva? Something like that?
Yeah, Eternity Larva, Eternity Larva is not a fairy, she's a goddess. She looks like a fairy, but she's a goddess.
No, she is a fairy. It's just that she's a fairy of a goddess, which is confusing.
I don't quite count that.
Well, she is officially listed as a fairy. She's a fairy.
So now we're up on Yokai Mountain. I like how your puppet rides on the back of your bike. Oh, by the way, guess who it is? Guess what time it is?
Do. Peyton's Capriccio blaring loudly.
Yeah. She has always been my brick walls when I fight this.
Yeah, this fight here actually stopped me a long time too.
Okay, this is problem because she has salvo. That's a problem.
Salvo's disgusting.
Yep. If you know skill link, that's it. All multi-hit moves hit 5 times. All hit 5 times.
Gosh, I will it all.
And also, she's kind of fast, if I recall.
Yeah, she's the fastest.
Oh, she withdrew it. Cool. Okay. Oh god, sending out Suika. Defense Suika. In the rebase game, it was Power Suika, and she would be giant. And now we're playing DIPP, Dichromatic Butterfly. Oh, she's setting up Sandstorm. That's Sandstorm, by the way. Dust Storm is Sandstorm.
Yeah.
Withdrawn Suika. Sent out Raven.
What was the proper name for this song?
Self-exorcism. Fuck.
Of course, Reibu comes out to do a team up.
No. Oh no, it's resistant. Fuck. I thought it would be
it's
good.
Reibu. What did you think was gonna happen?
Oh no, I think I'm gonna die. This ain't good. Wait, no, it's fine. So not Boshihime.
She can deal with that. She has spread, you know.
Nope, she does not apparently. Ow! Okay, never mind. She has a lot of focus damage.
He didn't even need the spread.
Oh god.
Main character bullshit.
Oh god, nope, I'm dead. No, I'm alive. I'm alive. I'm alive.
Dichromatic Lotus Butterfly, red and white. I think it was the full name.
Yeah. Fuck it, I'm doing some damage before I go out. Oh no! She's immune to void! Fuck! She's illusion type! Forgot about that!
You are getting the full main character bullshit experience right now.
Oh no.
Why are you using another void?
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought it was... No, it was illusion. It was illusion. And illusion is weak to illusion. Okay, let me go grind. Fucking Christ. I need to...
You got raged.
Yeah, I got raged. I got fucking in-character hacks.
Hack side, you just plain fucking lose.
Yup. See, it's illusion.
Yeah, you're right, it is illusion. Never mind. So, yeah, the thing about Rainbow is that she's not actually technically that powerful. She's just loaded with bullshit.
Yep.
Like, Rainbow's a human. And she's just a shrine maiden, but then she also taught herself some on Myoji on the side.
At Yukari's behest.
Yeah. So, first off, the Shrine Maiden thing, it sounds so bad until you realize that all of her Shrine Maiden tools and abilities are specifically anti-yokai, which happens to be most of what she fights, causing her to do really disproportionate damage compared to how powerful she actually may or may not be. And then you have to consider the Onmyoji, which not only lets her teleport, but gives her ways of dealing with things her anti-yokai hacks doesn't already counter. And then Fantasy Seal seems to just be anti-fucking everything.
Yep. And then Fantasy Heaven is, yeah, you're not living. You're not
Let's not
succeeding.
skip quite that far. Dragon Sealing Circle is meant to deal with dragons, so even that's good for even up to gods, no problem. And then you've got Fantasy Heaven, which has the nickname Hack Sign, you just plain fucking lose for a reason. Rainbow can't be beat while she's doing that.
Yeah, she floats out of reality, legitimately.
She can hit you, you can't hit her. If you might be familiar with its other name, the untranslated move of Kinsei, which if that sounds familiar, it's because it is. It is exactly the same skill with the same name from Fist of the North Star. So that translates more to Fantasy Nature, Fantasy Heaven being how Rainbow attacks while using it. Which means technically the really bullshit part is Fantasy Nature, but she combines that with attacking for Fantasy Heaven, so, you know, you just lose.
I got Ghost Wave. I think, was it like 85 field right? No, no. Hey, here's Momiji Inobashiri. She is a wolf Tengu, and her whole deal is she tries to guard Tengu Mountain. Or she tries to guard this mountain.
Momiji's a lookout. She guards Tengu Mountain by using her incredibly good eyesight to literally see things miles before they're anywhere near the mountain.
Yep.
You really couldn't ask for a better guard dog. Oh wait, she's a wolf.
Yeah. And she also finds the term dog rather derisive.
I can only imagine why. Can you imagine being a wolf and everyone calls you a dog?
Yeah.
Momiji's personality has been spun horrendously out of its actual character by the fan base on account of her not getting much screen time in the games, but it's actually expanded on quite a bit in the print works.
Yeah.
So if you ever see any of this Moe Blob crap involving Momiji, that's all non-canon. In fact, she'd probably be pretty amazingly angry if anyone treated her that way. Momiji is kind of the calm, quiet, planning your demise behind your back but never really carrying it out kind of person. She fucking hates how people act around her. And most especially, she is tired of Aya's bullshit.
Yep.
She does her job dutifully and just kind of wishes everyone else would work just as hard as she does.
Yep.
When she's not quietly complaining behind everyone's back, though, she enjoys playing shogi with Midori.
Yep. Shogi is
probably would never really give you an awoo even if you asked.
Yeah. Shogi is like Japanese chess except a little bit it's a little bit more in depth. I would actually like to learn it at some point, but eh. By the way, there is no versus seeker style thing in this game.
Incidentally, that bloody knife that Nima holds in her Touhou 1 outfit there, that seems to be a ritualistic knife that supposedly Mima was going to use to ritualistically sacrifice Marissa to revive herself. At least that was the plan at some point in time. But sometime between Touhou 2 and Touhou 3, Mima appears to have dropped the idea entirely.
Yep.
It almost seems like Mima was just going to use Marissa and then got a little too attached. Speaking of which, back then there was a thing about things Marissa wouldn't do, and her current personality would do all of them. In fact, Zoot himself has stated one of his big problems bringing Mima back is that Marissa has gotten too Mima-like.
Yeah, Drain Seed is Leech Seed. Yeah, but I have to grind now. I want to at least get her to, that's not good. Okay, Hatate Himakaido. She is the other Tengu. She is the other Tengu that is out and about in Gensokyo. She runs her own newspaper, and she has the ability. Of spirit photography with her cell phone. She can take a picture of a scene, and then rewind it to earlier events, and she makes her articles based on what she sees in the past.
Yes. So yes, it is that spirit photography, but also no, it isn't that spirit photography.
So yeah, she's and
smash her phone every time she wants a picture.
She's not very popular for a good reason. Her articles tend to be very wildly incorrect.
Actually, Spirit News tries really hard, but since Hatate wasn't actually there, her context is usually entirely non-existent, and she gets things completely wrong.
Yep.
On top of that, she's a lot more prone to random rumor mongering and other bullcrap that you'd expect from a tabloid, compared to Aya's paper, which is usually at least relatively objective about it.
Yeah.
Aya only gets on that kind of thing when there really is nothing to talk about and she's desperate. Hatate does it all the time.
Yeah, so she's not really that popular.
That said, Aya's newspaper isn't really that popular either. Most people in Gensokyo just don't care for newspapers.
Yup. Unless your name is Star Sapphire, apparently.
Oh, Dino likes newspapers too, but she says she just wants to look at the pictures. Reimu really doesn't care for the news, but to be fair, half the time the news is featuring Reimu, so...
Yeah, it's like... yeah.
I don't need your crappy paper! I was there! You're writing about me! That's a funny thing to think about.
Yep. So paralysis in this game is unique. It only halves your speed. It does not actually, it does not prevent you from moving. Ooh, Boshin, let's go. What's your new skill? Armor Pierce. Oh, that's good. There, goodbye Ripper. Armor Pierce. Also, Hatsute is not nearly as fast as Aya, who has the ability to manipulate... Aya has the ability to manipulate wind.
Oh, Aya literally has the claim of fastest in Gensokyo. There's, like, literally one person that can claim to be on that level of speed.
And that's Yomo, but she can only do it if it's in a straight line.
Yeah. I don't know. Hatsute's still incredibly fast. She is a Tinko after all.
Yeah. Thought I blinded her. I want you to learn a new skill. Maybe a fire, maybe like a good fire type skill. Oh yeah, I completely forgot a message. Shizuha and Minariko are the Aki sisters. They are a pair of goddesses that preside over harvest and autumn, respectively. Not respectively, but yeah, you get what I mean. They preside over the autumn seasons.
I always forget which one was the autumn goddess and which one was the harvest goddess, but they're both two of 8 million, so
Yeah.
they have a lot of competition for the whole Shinto god thing, and both of them are pretty unhappy that they're not more popular.
Yeah.
Despite being gods, their powers don't really have a whole lot of range or utility, so they have to work really hard.
Yeah. So they go pretty much everywhere. I think Shizuha is of autumn and Minariko is of harvest.
I don't know. I can never remember.
Because Shizuha's dress reminds me of autumn leaves, and Minariko's, I believe, item is sweet potatoes.
No, one of them. Yeah, Minariko's was, I think, sweet potatoes, maybe. I don't remember.
But yeah, also, during the time they appeared in Mountain of Faith, the game they appeared in, Mountain of Faith, when Marissa came up to their boss fight, she's like, do I smell baked potatoes? Do I smell baked yams? She's like, man, I'm getting hungry.
To be fair, apparently most people have that response around them.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, Marissa was kind of overpowered in Mountain of Faith, and also, good lord, almost every stage she had something kind of alarming to say.
No, if you want overpowered, if you want overpowered, you should go with what was it? It was UFO, unidentified fantastic object.
Yeah, that was another one where Marissa was kind of out of hand.
She had Mima's shot type.
Yeah, which actually still not as considered as overpowered as Marissa's piercing shot type in Mountain of Faith, believe it or not. Her lasers were so strong in that game, she could wipe entire spell cards before any of the bullets could reach her.
Oh god.
Yeah! That shot type for Marissa in that game is actually considered cheating by part of the community.
Wow.
It's that overpowered.
Wow.
Holy crap, it does so much damage for no reason. Like, you thought Malice Cannon was bad. Oh no. Now she's out doing Malice Cannon by herself.
Wow.
Understandably, Zune hasn't really ever given her that kind of damage ever again.
Okay, we're about to get to hit style change. Style change, a new skill for her. Edit style change. So we have speed for her, power, or warped. Or extra, which is warped to nature instead of being either light electric or light dark. I'm going extra. And on top of that, I'm changing her ability to Fast Talker. Yes. That's a nice warp skill. Oh wait, that's a focus. Oops. Now reinforce stats when I can. No, I can't raise one to max yet. Sorry. What skill did you get? Fire Javelin. Okay, finally a fire move that I can afford to use. Okay. Now I've got 2 extras on my team now. So let's hope. Let's hope this is enough. I'm warped. Oh shit! Oh no! I think, if I recall correctly, Life Burst. Oh wow! Okay, one shot me. Okay, so don't use dark type moves on him. Just do it. Life Burst again. So not Aya. Were you expecting a fighting type move? Burned!
Burn, mother. You're burned.
You'll die to the burn.
That's actually a song. Anyway.
I don't care if you kill me, you'll die to the burn. Goodbye!
And then nobody gets the XP.
Yep. What do I even do here? Dust Storm. She's probably going to swap her out.
You know, this doesn't appear to be going well for you.
Okay.
So the fun thing about Dachromatic Lotus Butterfly here, this song is actually not in an actual Touhou game. Well,
Yep.
I mean it is by now, it was put in the flyers, but this is originally from Touhou, a sister series of Touhou that was set in a futuristic setting.
Yep.
Sadly, Touhou's ended, and the Touhou appearances in there, because a few characters did guest star in it, we're not really sure what's going on with the continuity there, other than that's supposed to be sometime in the future compared to where Touhou was at the time, and presumably still is now.
Yeah.
In fact, I believe Touhou's main character is actually in this game, if I remember correctly.
Nope, she is not. You're thinking
Okay.
of the ROM hack.
Yeah, I'm thinking of the ROM hacks.